Bayum. Emmanuel Nehna, and the Madina Ko Batana, Emmanuel. And Nehna, Motanin Buton. Kalman Amul Quest, and then Hayum. And what with a doctor Bol, Imal Buto. Not Bada, Yesu Matan Buto, with a Sharon, Deva Ugal. That was a char white. Lakin Mukin Char signed at the Sega. And the Mama Kunza Lanin. Lakin Adan. Kan sama hajiya Emmanuel ya ne mamnu kalitari da iwata lo fitar hebat lakini albishara raisia zai ga bugul fi mundasin tunus tiban ki barka di barmarat zaman ciya yamci da bugul ma fi gurui kalkalam bai ci lubara madama dikator tben yani tafago ugal kalisha abana da isaidu gurui da yanci mai kun fi mundasin tunus amijiri bumbu madarino kala guri da yanki mabashiratan ne shaf wa sakir bitana boli jej major security ushaba tabar wala sasa bita jamat ya Emmanuel nehna ne haid katur tmen amci gudam mata jawara zai kala redi wata gal ana kana gitu nas yakalin mai na visit pogo mana asa lago tor marial daurin atar ulago bolmel tumal bito kali kan gai fobu nasu kalamu galar kalkita zuwa kwel arab kan gai yana fi gutani an fi ko da res wanda bugul da zai an gudam mata jawara a shafi kun maksuri alaikum wanda ba sai bagi da balle bagi mandizin umma mamariya ina kuy fogu ya mama maria tukon jazira Emmanuel Akile.
شكرا لك سلطان جوزيف الناس بدأوا يلقوا مهي بتاع ما راديو
Emmanuel Akile.
نعم.
Engineer Moses.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Rabbuna gede meta o radiator ya kwan bitak.
No.
Ana bisilma kwani kulu bi masawa ta Junub Sudan zola albasu masod bitai. Ana bisilma lo. Emmanuel Akile bi mala na guide ko ma bu haja na chapter sabada. Nas guide ko sin. Ana bakilim gida Emmanuel Akile. Taban zolo amule hajal kwes. Atabu shikoron lo. Ana bamul shikoron le babana ta legise. Rentring mabur. Bi haja usani fi ayam al-fahd. Ana bugul shikoron le akui. De gilbata wotoni. Ya ta gari shakal fogu. Yano pizo la maji fisharia wandu durubu tota besaidu rabuna gede mlek isho la gadamolu ya karta gadamolu ya rento ngobior ana brajele ci koron be haja ta mole be haja ta gadamol shap te Junub Sudan be haja na bukelem fogu ya Emmanuel Akile nimranin beto pi governor acting governor ta wazane Victoria fi haja ugari kilim fogu fi don ci umbare de ya ce ko yani darin ya Emmanuel Akile ani ne shapre Junub Sudan ma fi haja ne darin ta ne bas al maksulin dana lo wa fi shap lo fi wa data kala razo bi dakal walaya bi dakal kandi ya ndara mun nasu majirim lazim ikasuru burun buto fi shekol buto ya ugara mulu fi wazan Equatoria tabar wazan Equatoria de bele dal al-ulid de bele dal peace bele dal salam akin aljakara bal wazan Equatoria de asabal siyazin tana de ya karab wazan Equatoria ude ya karab junub ka kulu ya Emmanuel Akile ana bugululo tigedem shekol butak ata gara mulu wagu bisha batat madarin gabiliya ya Emmanuel Akile al gabiliya den madarin kulu shuf al gimma da sada dima kan ma gimma da zaman da gari shakal be jalaba al gimud be kala be jay al gimud be jan be jay al gimud be ayan be jay wallahi Emmanuel Akile a jama ina gari koro le na sana wala kubada kada ina ina rajin fi salam ya Emmanuel Akile. شكرا عليك.
شكرا رسالتك واصل برضو اي راديو.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
David Mugo from Wow.
Go ahead.
Brother, welcome back. And we appreciate the administration of iRadio, the regular callers, the listeners, the writers, and all the participants who have tried their best to participate or accompany the body of our beloved brother until his late rest. Coming back to Wow Town, where I am, ما لسه مكبرسيتا ما عندنا بعضلو بدر بتاع موتر زمن ممكن ناس واقع بكبري ده والناس أكون بتاع والله ما داري شغل فوق وأنا ده نقول للناس القاعدين في الجديد الفوين دي وأكون ما قادر يعمل كبري ده ما يتوب تعملوا أي زمن لو بقطع لو بكفي لو ما له ده من متاع الناس بتاع هلا ده ما بيجوا سواء تاني وده حاجة دار تاون ما يشوف مشكلة بتاع ما ده بعمل كده الكبر الجديد الكبر القديم ده ما داير يعملوه سيانا أنا ما بعرف مشكلة وين وده شارع البودي الناس مباشر كده اللي جبه ولو كبر ده كرب ده كده نازوا بكون ما عنده أكل تاني من بجد so حاجة ده هم دبلدي عشان نشوف الحل بتاع حاجة ده أو قبنا بتاع ولاية نشوف برنامج ده الحل بتاع برنامج ده يكون شو بتاع كبر الستة وبتاع كبر القديم going to the national level. We heard that the Vice President for Economic Cluster have really implemented his statement, but there is one thing that we have realized. When the salary is released, people are given empty check. If you are given check and you go to the bank of South Sudan that we have here in Wow, you will get that there is no money. And I don't know why do they release the salaries without checking all the banks that are within the state, the branches of the central bank. This one is even affecting the people who are just in need of money. If you are given check, you will have hope that I will get my money. But if the cashier will go, they will be informed that there is no money in the bank. And this one needs correction from the Minister of Finance and Vice President for Economic Cluster. That you should have to check before you release the salaries. If they confirm that there are many in all the branches of central bank around the country, this is where you release the salaries, that the salaries are out. But should you attempt to release it and it is not there, and the people will go and check and come back with the check without no money, this one is reflecting back that people are being cheated. So we need the attention of the government to look into this. The more you give something, the more it will be a full message with hope, without even empty check. So this is my request, going direct to the one in charge, because we have already informed people in SSBC yesterday evening that this is going to be given, but it needs to be present in all the banks. Thank you.
All right, thank you. طبعا ديفيد ماجوغ بيتكلم في موضوع بتاع بعض صيانة الكباري هناك، وكمان برضو موضوع بتاع دفع المرتبات. نمشي ونقرأ بعض من الرسائل على الفيسبوك بيج. Gabriel Miat Roy saying good morning iRadio, I'm watching you live from Unity State, Bentiu this morning. Triple A Atem is saying good morning to you and also iRadio family. My regards to you, Mawen Magog, Sultan Joseph, Joseph Konyi, and lastly my younger brother Atem Adir Atem. I am watching you live from Mayena Boon, Twitch County of Warab State. Lagzilil Venus is watching us live from Ethiopia, and we have Boy Pork watching us live from Mangaten in Juba. Angui Ustaz saying good morning iRadio, I'm watching you live from Wow. My greetings to you and all the listeners and writers, scholars of iRadio. My regards to you all. Another message here from Yairus Elias saying I am watching from this side. شاكوش بيقول ببالغ الحزن والأسى تلقينا خبر وفاة الصحفي تشارلز ووتي الذي كان أحد الأصوات البارزة ومنتج البرنامج الصباحي دون في إذاعة iRadio. لقد فقدنا إعلاميا متميزا حمل رسالة الكلمة الصادقة وساهم في نقل الحقيقة للجمهور بكل مهنية وإخلاص. نتقدم بأحر التعازي والمواساة المساء إلى أسرته الكريمة وزملائه في آي راديو وكل محبيه. نسأل الله أن يمنحهم القوة والصبر في هذا الوقت العصيب. ده طبعا الرسالة اللي بيجي من شاكوش هناك لوفاة بتاع الراحل والمقيم زميل تشارلز وتيلو مرولو صومبي بيقول good morning brother and welcome back. God bless all South Sudanese. Another one is watching us live from Zara. That is Jenny Elias. Another message also is coming in from Radisson Utatu. Radisson Utatu Bigul, good morning, I Radio and Emmanuel and the listeners, callers, writers. I'm watching you live from Zanzibar, Tanzania. Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel has proven who had proved, that was he wrote, that he is trying his level best. Continue with the efforts. Agustin Louise saying good morning and welcome back. I'm watching you live from WA. I pass my regards to everyone who is listening to I Radio across the nation, including the writers and the residents report. We are staying in WA. We are all fine. The only issue in South Sudan is people are talking in vain, because people are talking and there is no improvement. Joseph Adup is saying good morning, I Radio from Kwajok Town. Kwajok Town is peaceful and the weather condition is a bit improving since yesterday and also today. Apuk Champion is saying good morning, Akile and all I Radio family wherever they are. I am watching you live from Kwajok. Another message coming in from Mariel Yuel Ajir is saying good morning, Emmanuel, and I'm watching you live from Rumbek, Lake State. Arola Akol is saying good morning to you and nothing to us up to now. We have not received our salary. Sabit Bab بيقول صباح الخير Emmanuel, حمدي على السلامة, تحياتي لكم مستمعي ومستمعات على رأسهم الأستاذ باقي دقيق وهونربل غوارف وأغسطينو كاي مشار وكمان لكل المستمعين. Jaka Robert is saying good morning to you in the studio and greetings to you. This is Majak James and all my greetings to Majak and also James and all the listeners of I Radio. Now let's go for this short break and we'll be right back.
Are you tired of the long queues while transferring money? Well, MTN Momo International Money Transfer is finally here. You can now send and receive money to Uganda or Kenya, or receive money from the rest of the world. Experience financial freedom and easy life with Momo. To access the service, dial star 200 star 1 star 3 hash.
سلامتكم ناس جنوب السودان. أنا عنده خبر مهم لإيتكم. مشروع تحويل القطاع الصحي اللي افتتحه الرسمي من قبل وزارة الصحة في شهر 7 لسنة 2024 بقى في كل ولايات والمناطق الإدارية في بلاد. هدف من تحويل القطاع الصحي ده عشان بيحسنوا خدمات الرعاية الصحية في كل ولايات 10 و3 من مناطق الإدارية في بلدنا. مشروع ده في المرحلة الأول أوبر وقدموا 816 مركز صحي بما فيه مستشفى ومراكز الصحة الأولية ووحدات رعاية صحية أولية. وعمال اللي اشتغل في مجال الصحة في بومات ومنقروا قدموا خدمات الرعاية الصحية بأفضل طريقة ولكل زول. خدمات ديو رعاية حوامل ونسوان القرادة عيال ورعاية عيال العيانين بما فيه رعاية تسوء التغذية للأمهات والأطفال وكثير من رعاية تانين. خدمات دي كله مجاني في مراكز الصحة الدعمو وكمان في بومات. أمهات ذكر إنه كده تروح في أقرب مركز الصحة عشان بعملوا فحوصات في زمن تحمل وولادة، وحتى بعد ما ولدوا رجع تاني وعملوا فحوصات. كمان شيلوا عيال كله لتطعيم في مركز الصحة. زيارات دي مهمة عشان بيحافظوا وجنتكي بصحة الكويس. إنا جروا حسنوا خدمات التطعيم دي عشان إنا بيأكد إنه بيلقوا حماية الكويس برابا قويين. عمال اللي اشتغل في مجال الرعاية الصحية في مجتمع أو بومات بيجا في بيوتكم ما تكافو كان إتا عنده سؤال أو إضافة مهم سوا إنجي أبن جنوب السودان قوي وأكتر صحة. كيني قريب عشان إتا بيلقوا أي معلومة جديد عشان إتاكم بيستفيد من الخدمات الصحية اللي حسنوا ده وكده إتذكر إنه صحتك من أولوياتنا. مشروع تحويل القطاع الصحي ده بيعتمد ليتا ولأي زول كده تساعدوا في وزع معلومات ده عشان خدمات الصحة المجاني بيوصلوا لأي زول. الرسالة دي جلتكم من وزارة الصحة بتعاون مع مشروع تحويل القطاع الصحي HSTP وشركاتهم.
راديو لأخبار الموزون اللي تكون بيتم فوقه من كل جنوب السودان ومن برا جنوب السودان. أسمع تكون لأي راديو أنا تكون في جنوب السودان.
It's the break of a new dawn, and this is the dawn on iRadio.
مرحبا بك مرة ثانية مستمع راديو. نواصل بفقرتنا بتاع Residence Report iRadio.
الو ايمانويل جوزيف أكيله.
نعم.
ايوه كده معك من مدينة دويل.
تفضل طوالي.
خضراء. شكرا جزيلا، تحياتي لك وللزملاء بتاع الاستديو ولكل المستمعين بتاع اي راديو في كل موضع هم قاعدين فيه ومن فرش. أويل بخير الحمد لله ما في وجه وأحوالنا هذه لا شيء يستحق الذكر. لكن بس إيمانويل والله البلد وجع 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 لما قاعد يعمل صديق في قلوب بس منه مرتبات طبعا يوم متأخرة قاعدين وسمينا امبارح في قعاد على اساس انه مرتبات 2 و3 لكن بدون تفاصيل 2 و3 ده بتاع 24 ولا ده بتاع 25 لكن معلومات اللي حولنا بدون اي تصريح رسمي من المسؤوليه مسؤول انه دي مرتبات بتاعت 25 2 و3. طيب 2 و3 ده لما انا اصرفه بتاع 25 وبتاع 24 انا اصرفه بتاع 24 ده انا يعني ديون متراكم فيني خليج كثير من يوم ما انا قاعد اشتغل بمشي شغل وبمشي بدين لمدرسه بدين لعلاج بدين للاكل كل الالتزامات التاجر ده التزم منه يساعدني ويديني في النهايه المرتبات ما جا قوه سبب ولا وانا ذاتي سابق كويس وفي النهايه يقولوا لي مرتب بتاع 24 ما حيكون موجود حسب المعلومات الوارده. انا هبتدي البروجه مثلي هذول اذا عمل فيني شكوى القانون هناك بمشي بريني على اساس انه انت شلت القروش تاع الزول ده وانت ما دفعته له ده انت خلاص تمشي تطالب الحكومه يعني تدفعه ولا قانون بيعمل لي قانون ما بيحكمني على اساس انه انا شلت الكلام ده اتفاق بيني معه وانا كنا مرتبط معه بمرتب ومرتب ما جاء هو يدخلني السجن طبعا ما يخليني بيقولوا لي طيب ادفع من 25 ده و25 ده برضه انا لي التزامات مع ناس ثاني حاجات زي دي صعب شوف هذا التصريح ده يوضحوا لي كده بالضبط انه ده مرتب بتاع 25 ولا ده مرتبات بتاع 24 ده كلام مهم. بعدين البنوك هنا برضه اذا في ناس وزاره التربيه انهم تصديق مرتب شهر 12 2023 يا وليه حتى الوزاره كلها ما صرفت في محافظات صرفت وفي محافظات ما صرفت حتى الرئاسه ذاته رئاسه التعليم شويل ما صرف قد صرف المدارس بتاعت الكاونتي بتاعت المقاطعات وبنفسه ما صرفوا فحاجات ده بسبب سيوله في البنك ما موجود يدوك حبه الليله وبكره يدوك حبه ثاني وبعد بكره يدوك بعد 15 يوم يدوك الكلام كده ما بيجي سيوله مشت وين في الدوله تو كده المرتبات ما قاعده تطلع بصوره منتظمه بروجه قاعدين يودوهم وين؟
نعم
ومشى وين؟ شكرا جزيلا.
أوراد شكرا جزيلا. طبعا البيان اللي طلع ما حدد بداية يعني شهر لكن يا سنة لكن قالوا شهر 2 و3 راديو.
Good morning, Emmanuel. Just okay.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you are connected with Jimmy Dua.
Welcome.
Yeah, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, My recent report is based on our political status in the country. I'm seeing the situation is not escalated by the partner to the agreement, our IGAD, African Union, and the international communities. Nazil Madariji Yanchan Ehil Mozo Alpi, Junub Sudan. And they were the one who are the partners to the R-axis. And R-axis is in the phase of collapsing, and the situation is deteriorating. Our politicians also failed to observe the situation with the recent report that underlines 92% of the population is in dire need of humanitarian assistance. And you are still pushing for the war that will more deteriorate the number that are already out. And we are really, as South Sudanese, requesting whoever is still with that heart of maybe taking the country back to war, please, this is not the right time, because you have three conflicts. If you opted to choose the side of war, then you will be continue with the economic war this side, the communal conflict. So we need really to find a amicable solution rather than making this. International community, please, if you have any laws that give any more pressure than on this current politician, please, you are hard to do it. If you fail to do it, then you will be in a more catastrophe, humanitarian crisis in the country, and innocent people are the ones going to die. Please, I urge you to act immediately. Thank you.
All right, thank you, James Dor. Radio.
Radio, good morning.
نعم باتيستا تفضل.
باتيستا hermano من قرية الخضراء. سلام بتاعي عبد الله جو استديو هناك والبرنامج بتاع الاسوب امامه في محل بتاع كانوا قاعد فيه في كرسي ده ولا حد ما جيت لقيته. سلام بتاعي كله اللي بيسموا لاي راديو في زمن بتاع الصباح براحتي زمن بتاع قبش الصباحيه. ولا يعني نقول ربنا يشفيهم والفقد وناس نقول الرب عسى الرب عسى في كل اسم الرب مبارك. أصبحنا في قرية كرتين وافق أوجه طلبة يوم 20 مدارس وإحنا قاعدين نجهز عشان نمشي للشغل ونتمنى إنه النهار يكون سعيد لكل الناس. شكرا لك، يوم جميل.
gracias للمشاركة بتاعك. ده كان باتيستا أرمانو هناك من قرية الخضراء، وجبنا للزمن بتاعنا وين الأخبار.
This is iRadio.
The iRadio.
Your eye on South Sudan.
Right, it's time for news headlines, and Lasua Memo is right here. Good morning, Lasua. What do you have today?
Good morning, Emmanuel. Joseph Akile. Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmer has confirmed the payment of civil servants' salaries for February and March 2024 in what he describes as his government's commitment to improving public service delivery. The Director General for Preventive Health Services and Emergency Responses in the Ministry of Health says 5 cases of monkeypox have been discharged from health facilities, leaving 2 under treatment. The Doctors Without Borders has reiterated its concern over the escalating armed clashes in Upper Nile State, which have displaced thousands and restricted access to health care amid a cholera outbreak. This and many more.
Thank you لسوبا ميمو. خليك قريب من الراديو بتاعك عشان تلقى التفاصيل بعد حوالي 27 دقيقة من الآن.
Are you tired of the long queues while transferring money? Well, MTN Momo International Money Transfer is finally here. You can now send and receive money to Uganda or Kenya, or receive money from the rest of the world. Experience financial freedom and easy life with Momo. To access the service, dial *200 *1 *3#.
Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compiling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan. Backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base, your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajob, Yambio, Bor, Rang, Malakal, and Baliad, ensuring maximum coverage and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
Right, and welcome back from the break. Now, as the rainy season approaches, 3 local chiefs in Juba County have called on the authorities to provide security to enable the civil population farm. Now, the chiefs of Rokon, Dolo, and Tijor Payams had traveled the weekend to Juba, where they met with the area commissioner to make their appeal. They emphasized that peace and security are key to development, especially to the agriculture sector. Let's listen to Chiefs Michael Sada, Luis Joseph, and Roman Lodu.
Hagiga ana maksud pijaman na jale komisona ana udo shukran sidid pijaman wo abtalena bab mao wujir bitana bita local government uja bitana bizat majinna le kalam bita siasa wale kida la nehna talibin development fi beled na kambe kore salam ja na darin development itnin security bitana kali kun gawi de kalam na kalim le komisona asan kirib geja asan nasi ikorjo asan kaman abugar kali kun fi mal bita abugar ma yakun jaran majol bita jera talata nehna nas bita salam wahida ya besil na gidam nehna kan salatin au fayamat kana yakun indu wahida mabat Juba County asan komisona bitana yakun indu goa lianu salatin de goa bita komisona kan mudara fi fayam de kullu ya albar fa komisona fo asan bawari indu Juba County da indu nas udenas ta muhabba udenas ta salam lakadi hina ana bodite hayati 100% le komisona lianu establishna bit sura sa wa kaman isma kalamna wa lehina ma endo kalam katir isfirid de kali rabbana wudu fok wo gidam nehina warao ka wujir fitana shukran de rabbana yajibu kali nehina nafsi be isfirid de asan kida belede beraba au Juba County kun indo development ale asili fi dawla bitajun Sudan da
ja fitana ini anna ja isangabilo commissioner tanna ta Juba County makalam pita development pita belet taman anna geni na bara na de anna ke wagi pi wara ko matanna na de salam fa pi belet isan muatnin pita na kaman bordo ba jara tamam asa dan na biga garib ma kerib ajo na biga ba amul na dapat kan belet kan amini ma quest manato jol gero api gabare inak bara mullo ambus bara dogo bara durubo dema quest kali amini akun quest pi belet wa isan jibulet na sigrar kaman pi belet anna asa lakadi ni na mande na kalam ketir taban wakilna wasal na ni na mortain kalis wasal na ni abutan na kaman jol kabir wuzir pita local government bordo rabana kaman jabo naman kalam alna kaman ge wonus bi juana de wo kaman pe kaman biga seje anna beteriga kida gale wo kaman maksud pija tanna je salatin ana lakadi hini ana der unity tanna ta salatin de yakun pi mal anna salatin ta Juba County anna osul lakadi hini anna indi unity pagal ta nyangwara barao lakin anna salatin ta nyangwara ta rock ta ajare ta Juba County anna indi unity kedano kampi yoge dale kan yabo mutu kanitun kan hadirin lakadi kan anna kullu ja anna gaid kullu pi mahal wahid ka salatin fa de ya wahida tanna ta salatin
جينا في مكتب بتاع كوميشنر بتاعنا جوبا كاونتي سنترال ايكواتوريال ستيت. جينا قابلنا كوميشنر بتاعنا مع كلام بتاع ديفلوبمنت. نحن كانسلاتين جينا في 3 فايمات اللور تيجر مع دولو بعدين ماروكون. انتما بتاعنا ماشي كويس. نحن دايرين ديفلوبمنت ونحن دايرين سلام. كان في بوماس بتاعنا كان في فايمات بتاعنا نحن دايرين سلام. كان في جنوب بتاعنا كله نحن جنوبين دايرين سلام. نحن كانسلاتين نحن ما دايرين مشاكل تاني. نحن دايرين سلام في البلد بتاعنا عشان بكون نحن بعيش بسلام عشان نحن كمان بعمل جرا بالذات نحن دايرين عشان نجرا لانه سكيورتي بتاعنا كله بيكون كويس عشان نجرا في فايمات بتاعنا في بوماس بتاعنا. ده كلام لا جينا كمان نحن مرتاحين لانه الوزير بتاعنا كمان جاء للزياره بتوع للكوميشنر جاء لقونا هنا يعني في انتماء ده كمان من هو جوين ما نحن مرتاحين وهو جاء مرتاحين لانه نحن جينا في كلام بتاع سلام. وقال يعني سلاتين انتم كان بونس كده هو كويس ونحن برضو كمان مرتاحين مع كلام بتاع الوزير بتاعنا لانه كان سلاتين ما جيش مناس. نحن دايرين ناس كل الناس بتاعنا كله نما بيفرقوا قال ده كده وكده عشان كده نحن جينا علينا ده نحن مرتاحين مع كوميشنر بتاعنا راح يقولنا وانتماء بتاعنا ماشي كويس ما عندنا كلام كتير. نحن دايرين سكيورتي كلي بيكون كويس عشان نحن كمان بيجروا يا جماعه لانه كان نحن 30 كمان نحن ياو تبانين ويدا بتاعنا 30 ياو يعني نحن تبانين لازم كمان نحكم بتاعنا إن كمان وري للكوميشنر كلي شوفونا إن كان 30 نحن بنلفوا كده تبانين جا من بلد هنا كده شوف جينا في بلد يعني بطريقة الجاتو كان جول ما جول اكترمنا ناس أو كمان ندي محبة في شغل يجينا الشغل بتاعنا 30 كمان هو يصاب شوية عشان كده أنا قلت كمان كوميشنر كلي ودي صوت بتاعنا قدام لأبو بتاعنا كان قبل عشان كلي شوفوا 30 ده ونحن كم بدرنا قلت ممكن في فيامات دل ممكن جداو كان في جوا بتاع ربيع في إبر فيام عشان بيساعدوا 30.
نعم سمعنا من سلاطين مايكل سادا لويس جوزيف ورومان لادو سلاطين بتاع مناطق روكون دولو وتيجور للبيامات طبعا هنا في مقاطعة جوبا بولاية الاستوائية الوسطى بنادوا من أجل تحسين الأوضاع الأمنية عشان يسمح للسكان عشان هم ينخرطوا في الأعمال الزراعية. خلينا نمشي لفاصل إعلاني ومنه حنيجي نسمع منك أنت.
Attention! Cholera is a dangerous disease. It can kill within 3 to 4 hours if not treated. But here is the good news. The oral cholera vaccine is now available to protect you and your family. The oral cholera vaccine is safe and free. Everyone from 1 year and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, can receive the oral cholera vaccine. However, do not give oral cholera vaccine to persons who are sick or have cholera and children below 1 year. The vaccine is given orally in the mouth and it's usually in 2 dosage, dose 1 and 2, to strengthen your immune against cholera. The second dose is given between 2 weeks and 6 months after the first dose. With 1 dose, you are protected for up to 6 months, and with 2 doses, you are protected for up to 3 years. The oral cholera vaccine protects you from severe cholera symptoms and reduces the spread of cholera in the community. Do not miss to be vaccinated during the oral cholera vaccination campaign happening in your area. Remember, even after getting vaccinated, it's important to continue practicing good hygiene and sanitation. Always treat your drinking water to make it safe. Use a toilet. Never defecate in an open. Wash your hands with clean water and soap, especially before eating and after using the toilet. And if you or anyone you know shows signs of cholera, seek immediate treatment. If you or anyone of your family member or community is experiencing cholera signs and symptoms, report immediately to your nearest health facility, health worker, or community leader for medical assistance. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health or call our toll-free number 6666. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and partners.
إنت جاهز عشان بأرفع مستوى بيزنس أو تجارتك عشان بيكون كبير؟ مشروع القوة دي فرصة لنسوان القي عملوا التجارة ومجهز عشان بدعموا إتا. ووف أو مشروع القوة دي فرصة لنسوان القي اشتغل في مجال التجارة وقي قدموا لإتا فرصة جديد لنسوان القي اشتغل في بيزنس أو تجارة في مدينة جوبا عشان بيقدر كبروا تجارتهم وإتا بيكون في واحد من الأسواق الكبار بتاع التجارة الجديد ودي بدعم أو مساعدة بين البنك الدولي وزارة النوع الطفل والرعاية الاجتماعية منظمة الأمم المتحدة للمرأة ولجنة الإنقاذ الدولية وناس اللي عنده تخصص في مجال ده وخبرة كبير. ناس اللي شارك ده بيعملوا لهم تدريب خصصوا لأمم وخدمات من ناس اللي عنده خبرة في مجال ده وكمان أمم بيلقوا مساعدة مالية عشان بيقدر كاتيكولوا احتياجات تجارتهم. تدريب ده بيعملوه عشان بيوري مهاراتهم في التجارة وكيف بقدر يكتشفوا حاجات جديد عشان مشروع بيروى لقدام وبنجح في فترة الحالة الاقتصادية الصعب. مشروع القوة دي فرصة لنسوان التجارة يعتمد لثلاثة حاجات مهم. حاجة نمرة 1 معمل تبذور بالنسبة للشركات الصغير أو التجارة البسيط يعملوا معسكر عشان بيدربوا ناس دي فوقه عشان بقدر أخذوا خبرات أو مهارات أساسية للعمل التجاري أو المالي وبيكون في مسابقات وبودفوا قروش بوصلوا $4,000. حاجة نمرة 2 معمل تنمو ده بالنسبة لشركات المتوسط لكن حجم بتاعه ما كبير بيوفروا دعم عشان بيقدر أرفع مستوى تجارتهم وبيدربوا ناس دي واحد وبيكون فوق قروش بيوصلوا $50,000. حاجة نمرة 3 مؤسسة دي جلموا ناس القي شارك دي سوا عشان بيكون في تواصل بين وكمان بقدر شاركوا أفكارهم سوا. باب تقديمات دي بيقفلوا يوم 18 شهر 3 2025 في الساعة 4 في المساء. عشان كده تعال سريع واستفيد من الفرصة عشان تلقى خبرة ودعم مالي عشان تحول التجارة بتاعك لمستوى أحسن. لمعلومات زيادة أو تفاصيل عن تقديم أو أي ملاحظات عن مشروع دوقوا في رقم 0928006920 أو 0911191658.
This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
Right, and welcome back from the break. Now, the question we ask, are there opportunities South Sudan can boost for South Sudan to boost agricultural activities and improve its food security this year? اتصل علينا على 1122-986-986 وما بنتكلم بس في مقاطعة جيبو براو لكن في كل المقاطعات بتاع أرجاء البلاد. iRadio.
يا إيمانويل أكيله.
Yes.
صباح الخير مرة ثانية إنجنير موزن.
تفضل.
إيمانويل أكيله أنا بقول شغل ل 30 تقييمات الجوبا كاندي. أمنية بدأ من وين؟ بدأ من قيامات لبومات أو بدأ من فوق. أنا بقول شغل نالومان بزيادة من عمل كوميشنر. وكوميشنر ويلكم من صوت بتومان شاب أسمع ما بقى داني نيه دارين يا إيمانويل أكيله دارين أمنية يعني أمنية بكون كويس زورا دار كوجو زورا دار أمشي في زيارة بمشي زيارة ما بقى نيه دارين نيه شاب جنوب السودان طبعا اللي بقول الكروجة يا باب جنوب السودان يعني لو ما من مشاريع في جنوب السودان بلد ما بكون بلد يا إيمانويل أكيله أنا ترى مستغرب لحكومة أنا جنوب السودان من يتصل بالشمال أنا ما سمعت يوم واحد مشاريع الحكومة عشان كده يا بلد بكون تعبان أنا قاعد تنزل جاء من برا جاء من برا ده جاء من وين جاء من مالزارة يا إيمانويل أكيله عشان كده يا 30 إشاء مطار يا بجاي ومن ما يا من جاي لكوميشنر كان من كوري كان بكون من يكفي إيمانويل أكيله يعني أنا شعب جنوب السودان لو في زول البرا كان اسمه كورات الشعب جنوب السودان كده يرجع جوا يا إيمانويل أكيله نينا تعبانين يا إيمانويل نينا تعبانين بزيد كورات 30 كريم بس من يسمع كاري ما كده شكرا على التبار اللي زمر.
نعم شكرا لك برضو لمشاركتك معنا. راديو هلو راديو. نعم ممكن ترجع تاني وتتصل علينا على 11 أو 22 986 986. راديو.
الو.
نعم.
صباح الخير يا ايمانويل.
صباح النور.
مع الجن في جوبان.
نعم اتفضل.
انا سلم مسلمين كله تاع راديو ما عندهم كله في داخل تاع راديو. يلا كلام على 30 دقيقه لكم مثلا يعملوا زياره ده انا كنت كويس. انا اساسا لو 30 لو جوبا كاونتي وما عنده اي مشاكل مع ايزول مو بيراهب ايزول لكن كل زول الجراهب ده كمان كنت جاني بنيه كويس عشان انا بيجينا انا كلنا عفانا لكن في لصوص دخلوا في جوا مناطق بتاعنا ويجي جاجا عمي بتاعنا ويقول دي أن ذاته لو تكانوا في بلد هذا كلام اقتصاد طبعا ده اقتصاد ده كمان لسبب شنو لأنه ما في زراعة وناس كلهم مجاهدين لكن كان زمان الوقت الناس بيجين ما في سكول ما في زول بيابا زول لكن أنا دليل الحكومة بتاعنا كده وفر لنا أمن في المحلات بتاعنا واللصوص الداخل المناطق ده أنا دليل الحكومة ذاته كل اللي قدر اللصوص ده برا لأنه ما ممكن أنت بداخل في كارثة زول وتبقوا ميتر وتبجاج عمي تناز ده وكلام ده ما بيا كان اليوم ده أنا كان 21 جنود بتاعنا ما شاف الجبهة صنعوا ساكن ما قال سنتك جنيا كم محلات الناس ولا تجي جا سكيورتي الناس ندير الحكومة بتاعنا كان حكومة اتحاد ولا حكومة ولاية لازم كليه بتاعنا نحن ده الناس ذاته المون ذاته يجي كاربو قلت يعني المون ذاته أحسن ريبول مينيموم من دير الأفا الناحية بالأراضي الناس بتورو الناس مناطق بتوعهم يعني الناس الأفكار اللي بيلبوا الأفكار أنا مارو أفكار ده يبغى شنو أفكار ده ما عنده كان محلات كانوا كده الناس السودان واحد ما أفكار ده كان بيجا شنو على أساس أفكار ده بيجا ياسوا تفاهم بيجا تا كوميونيتي السودان ندير الحكومة بتاعنا كلها بتاعنا لكن كان 30 عنده واحد ما بعد لكن في 30 تانيين المصالح يا بيكربوا قال ده شكرا.
alright شكرا لمشاركتك برضو رسالتك واصلة. راديو.
هلو.
نعم.
Emmanuel.
نعم ماما ماريا.
Welcome back ولدي.
Thank you.
Shukran rubuna jibu itakum besalama batenate. Itakurejea lena beafya. Nasa hina rubuna kile habisumun kama nino kulu. Na beka ana jatala ya mini yomitini ina. La gade umbara ana beka siya aksa ni Emmanuel ولدي. Yala ana bodi shukran le junubin kulu. Kelina sa gobu de badin gedero Emmanuel. Kelina sa wahi de badin. Haja kan hasal kulumun waga kulu de gisum waide kan dukur de waja kulu gisum take de waja de ana der bini kundedo yalla kalam ta salatin ya Emmanuel ya walidi kalam de tamam lakin muskila Emmanuel kan woni sokida mabe kutupe amal maba amulo de kan kalam al tamam bagara kidi sunupe mahalla al tabagara yalla na sajira kulmo na mulu jira amni tamam security tamam na haja batale Emmanuel anna jatu mabe tabanje asa Emmanuel ya walidi hasabe ana giwon sumaita sabade ito kumoyo de tamanya ali kede kata kwa ajab dete yala ita biu kista pam de talata ali yala ita biu nusta sukar de sita de arba ali yala kista ita sd de sita ali udema betimu nas kan safar fide ile ita biu kiso nusu de kam de tisa ali yala Emmanuel na ba mu sunwa sabe hajab betimu yala gara madarasa jan o madarasa jatu gale de hajada ni security be kunta mam anna ba mu jira ya Emmanuel na be jubu akil yal kan nan na ba akil alina ya ga jara jato da taka alita mu lito kutu fi magdan takide ita da kana ina kita le kasri kama be tala be kilo le gale ba gede amul akil kubil ke ya la akul sabani ya le bala be kun ko ise lakini ya le dama jani unas ko barda jani mutu be jani kulu be su de kulu de jani Emmanuel ya walidi inas sabani na dil abubakar kulu be mutu de mutu be ya le skerin de kulu min jani kede kalu kuma amul haja ko kede kala bu yanto sababu ya abu iyal take kan de kore ita ya do kutu alawa ta kasu mutu kon gale yana asubta ko nan mama ta kon gamu me duda de haja alikan na ber kuma Emmanuel ana ma indike tiya walidi shukran
شكرا لك ماما ماريا رسالتك وصل كمان. راديو. نعم راديو.
صباح الخير.
نعم منو معنا؟
معك أستاذ كمان.
نعم اتفضل.
أنا من أولاد المنطقة بتاع سلاطين الجودة. أنا بشكرهم شديد والاهتمام بالمواطنين بتاعهم. ربنا ذاته وإن شاء الله يعينهم في عمل بتاعهم بتاع اهتمام بالمواطنين بتاعهم. أنا حقيقة من أولاد المنطقة. أنا الخريف الفات ده احنا مشينا وزرانا. اليوم ما طلعنا ولا أي حاجة. الناس بيجوا في البيت ينوموا بالليل، الناس حتى بالنهار بيجي بيبلع الضفرة ما لقينا فوق ولا حتى. وكلام الناس ده قاعد تقول له ده كلام صحيح، والكلام ده حقه to be taken serious by the authority. أول حاجة ناس المنطقة ده بتاع 3 قيامات ده دولة وعندك ركن وعندك تجارة، ناس ما في هناك اللي عنده مشاكل مع أي زول. الناس ده قاعدين في محلهم ما مش أي محل، لكن الناس بيجوا الأفكار ودخل في محلهم يطردوهم زي الحصل ده. isolated issues يعني those people are مجرمين، يعني ناس يعني عايشين. انت عندك بقر وتيجي تسوق البقر في العناية في مع الزرع وياكل وانت تتكلم يعددوك يضربوا. فدي الحصل دي أكثر حاجة. والناس قاعدين في معلم since God created the world. They are there, they did not move to any place. And they don't have any problem with any tribe. They look themselves as they have said it. Let them be rescued. And there is minority بتاع المجرمين القاعد يعني يشيل الحاجات بتاع الناس مع الزرع ويحددهم ويعملوا. And along the road, they are very near. So the government let them take serious. أنا بشكر شهرتين بتاعنا دي. شكرا، بارك الله فيك.
بارك الله فيك كمان، شكرا لمشاركتك معنا. وبرضه رسالة من لكي مان ال جي هنا بيقول صباح الخير اي راديو وكل الاعلاميين والشعب الجنوبي بمختلف القبائل بألف خير، سلام ومحبة من محلية كندكرو. غلاء الاشياء هي نسبة، لا يوجد صادرات. الزراعة من اهم الاشياء يجب على الحكومة النظر فيها. اوكرانيا تطعم اوروبا كلها فقط من خلال الزراعة. احنا بنقدر نعمل كده لأنفسنا، بس الوحدة أهم شيء. إحنا بنقدر نزرع لو ما بنقدر نزرع لو ما في أمن في البلاد. رسالة تانية هنا من موين ماغوغ saying good morning I radio watching live from wow. I actually agree with them about agricultural projects. Agriculture actually needs security and good roads. Government must provide these two things to the citizens. It will enhance economic standards in the country. Thank you all for your contributions. We'll leave it there for now. Few minutes or 2 minutes now to the top of the hour. Up next, news in English with Lasuba Memo. And join me in the second hour of the dawn.
بتفتش على راديو مثالي؟ آي راديو هو جوابك. ليه تختار آي راديو؟ في 5 الأسباب المغنادل.
الثقة والوصول. بيعتبر آي راديو المحطة الإذاعية الأكثر ثقة وشعبية في جنوب السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رن، ملكال وبالية، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي. بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل وواراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان. Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compiling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan. Backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base, your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajok, Yambio, Bor, Rang, Malakal, and Baliet, ensuring maximum coverage and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile, and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement. Partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal, and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel has confirmed the payment of civil servants' salaries for February and March 2024 in what he describes as his government's commitment to improving public service delivery. The Doctors Without Borders has reiterated its concern over the escalating armed clashes in Upper Nile State, which have displaced thousands and restricted access to healthcare amid a cholera outbreak. And the Director General for Preventive Health Services and Emergency Response in the Ministry of Health says 5 of the 7 cumulative cases of mpox have been discharged from facilities, leaving 2 patients under treatment. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel has confirmed the payment of civil servants' salaries for February and March 2024 in what he describes as his government's commitment to improving public service delivery. In a statement dated March 2024, posted on his social media page and seen by iRadio, Dr. Bolmel recalled the pledge he made on 21st of February, meant to expedite the prompt payment of civil servant salaries every 24th of each month. The Vice President reported that his commitment has now been fulfilled, with salaries for both civil servants and members of the organized forces for the months of February and March fully settled. He further revealed that a roadmap for the progressive clearance of all outstanding salary arrears will be unveiled. The Vice President commended the key stakeholders, including the Minister of Finance and Planning, the Governor of Central Bank of South Sudan, and the Commissioner of the National Revenue Authority and other members of the economic cluster for their dedication and collaboration. To continue collaboration, he said the Bank of South Sudan has now established what he referred to as ring-fenced public salary account dedicated to salary disbursement. The Doctors Without Borders has reiterated its concern over the escalating armed clashes in Upper Nile State, which have displaced thousands and restricted access to healthcare amid a cholera outbreak. The international medical charity said cholera is spreading rapidly, leading to loss of lives and a deepening humanitarian crisis as people flee for safety. MSF said its teams are actively responding to urgent medical needs across multiple locations, including Ulang, Malakal, and Rang counties, by providing life-saving care and expanding activities along the Sobat corridor to reach more people affected by violence and cholera. Zakaria Mwatia, MSF head of mission in South Sudan, said, and I quote, "We call on all parties to the conflict to respect and protect civilians, medical facilities and humanitarian workers, as well as to grant unhindered humanitarian access to people being affected by the violence and cholera in line with international humanitarian law," end quote. Since the beginning of March, MSF says it has treated over 400 patients with cholera in Ulang and provided trauma care to more than 30 patients wounded in ongoing violence. MSF said it is supporting multiple local health facilities along the Sobat and Nile rivers. It also operates a hospital in the protection of civilian site in Malakal and supports Malakal Teaching Hospital. The charity said its teams in Rang County have recently expanded support for surgical services at Rang County Hospital, in addition to primary health care to the displaced people from Sudan at the refugee and returnee sites in Atham, Girbanat, and Gosfami. Mwatia added cholera has already spread to the neighboring Jonglei state, where the organization is running a 100-bed cholera treatment unit at Akobo County Hospital. He also said the hospital in Lankien is treating patients, including those from Upper Nile State. The Director General for Preventive Health Services and Emergency Response in the Ministry of Health says 5 of the 7 cumulative cases of Mpox have been discharged from facilities, leaving 2 patients under treatment. Kadiente Chong reports that the first index case, which was recorded in February 7, 2025, was discharged alongside 4 others in Juba. According to him, the 2 cases currently undertaking treatment are expected to be discharged soon once there is improvement. The health official says one of the cases was reported from Malakal in Upper Nile State. He stated that one suspected sample is pending examination at the public health laboratory as other samples stands out negative. He reassures the public that the ministry is putting much attention in addressing health emergencies, with surveillance is still in place to follow and investigate all enlisted contacts of suspected cases. This is iRadio Morning News. And now to the international scene. Chad has condemned a senior Sudanese general's threat to target its airport, calling it a declaration of war. Its foreign ministry said it would respond according to international law if a square meter of Chadian territories is threatened. The warning follows comments from Lieutenant General Yasser Al-Attah, the deputy commander of Sudan's army, who said the United Arab Emirates was using Chad's airports to deliver weapons to the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF. UN experts have described accusations of the UAE smuggling weapons to RSF through Chad as credible, but UAE has denied. Lieutenant General Attah's comments follow Sudan's recent decision to take the UAE to the International Court of Justice over its alleged support of the RSF. Lieutenant General Attah said retaliatory action would be taken against the UAE, South Sudan, and Chad's President Mohamed Dabi. The UN AIDS chief has warned U.S. funding cuts will lead to an additional 2,000 new HIV infections each day and over 6 million further deaths over the next 4 years globally. It would mark a stark reversal in the global fight against HIV, which has seen the number of deaths from the disease decrease from more than 2 million in 2004 to 600,000 in 2003, the most recent year for which figures are available. UNAIDS Executive Director Winnie Byanyima said the U.S. government's decision to pause foreign aid, which included funding for HIV programs, was already having devastating consequences. She called on the U.S. to reverse the cuts immediately, warning women and girls are being hit particularly hard. U.S. President Donald Trump announced a pause on foreign aid for an initial 90 days on his first day in office in January as part of a review into government spending. The majority of the U.S. Agency for International Development's programs have since been terminated. This is iRadio Morning News. And to end this bulletin, here is a recap of the headlines. Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bol-mel has confirmed the payment of civil servant salaries for February and March 2024 in what he described as his government's commitment to improving public service delivery. The Doctors Without Borders has reiterated its concern over the escalating armed clashes in Upper Nile State, which have displaced thousands and restricted access to healthcare amid cholera outbreak. And the Director General for Preventive Health Services and Emergency Response in the Ministry of Health says 5 of the 7 cumulative cases of monkeypox have been discharged from facilities, leaving 2 patients undergoing treatment. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at the top of the hour. I am Lasuba Memo. Thanks for listening.
على راديو مثالي آي راديو هو جوابك. لا تختار آي راديو في 5 الأسباب المغنادل.
الثقة والوصول. بيعتبر آي راديو المحطة الإذاعية الأكثر ثقة وشعبية في جنوب السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رنج، ملكال وبالية، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي. بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل ووراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Attention! Cholera is a dangerous disease. It can kill within 3 to 4 hours if not treated. But here is the good news. The oral cholera vaccine is now available to protect you and your family. The oral cholera vaccine is safe and free. Everyone from 1 year and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, can receive the oral cholera vaccine However, do not give oral cholera vaccine to persons who are sick or have cholera and children below 1 year. The vaccine is given orally in the mouth and it's usually in 2 dosage, dose 1 and 2, to strengthen your immune against cholera. The second dose is given between 2 weeks and 6 months after the first dose. With 1 dose, you are protected for up to 6 months, and with 2 doses, you are protected for up to 3 years. The oral cholera vaccine protects you from severe cholera symptoms and reduces the spread of cholera in the community. Do not miss to be vaccinated during the oral cholera vaccination campaign happening in your area. Remember, even after getting vaccinated, it's important to continue practicing good hygiene and sanitation. Always treat your drinking water to make it safe. Use a toilet. Never defecate in an open. Wash your hands with clean water and soap, especially before eating and after using the toilet. And if you or anyone you know shows signs of cholera, seek immediate treatment. If you or anyone of your family member or community is experiencing cholera signs and symptoms, report immediately to your nearest health facility, health worker, or community leader for medical assistance. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health or call our toll-free number 6666. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and partners.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
On iRadio.
Right, a very good morning to you and welcome to the second half of the Dawn program here on iRadio, a live broadcast from the capital, Juba. My name is Emmanuel Joseph Akile and it's Tuesday, the 25th of March, 2025, 16 minutes now after the hour of 7. Now, some public school administrators in Juba have reported poor enrollment of learners for the academic year 2025 due to the economic hardship and long delay in civil servant salaries pay overdue. Juba Day Secondary School and Juba 1 Girls Primary School are among the schools that registered miserable turnout of learners for the academic year 2025. Now, according to Clementina Kiden Arcangelo, the head teacher of Juba 1 Girls Primary School, they enrolled only 557 learners in the academic year. Now, however, she said the statistics drastically reduced, although they have extended the period for registration. Let's listen to teacher Clementina Kiden, who spoke to my colleague Sebit Patrick yesterday.
The turnout of the children of this year are low because as soon as the school opened, only we taught them about 2 weeks, so the heat started. Then the government announced and gave a holiday for the heat because, of course, the heat was very, very, very much. That could not allow the children even to sit together. Meanwhile, the parents were still registering their children. That is why the number was not very much. And when they are given the holiday for the heat, the parents are supposed to come and register their children because the administration is there. I've been here all this time until the school also open. But the parents, you can understand, some of them stopped to come and register their children. As you can see now, these people whom you got them here, they're still coming to register their children. So the number of registration is still going on. We have not yet stopped.
How many learners did you register last year from the beginning of the academic calendar? And what is the difference with the number that you have received so far?
The number I registered last year, there were 557. Because my school is only girls. All of them are girls. Okay. Yeah, I don't have boys. So this year, compared to this year, still people are registering. So now I registered 313. Okay. And I couldn't put it up here because they are still not yet. I will make until the end of this month, whereby if you come, you will get them. The statistics written up. But now this is what in my registration book.
What is the period of registration? How long? How many school-going weeks do you give for parents to still come and register their children?
Yeah, we are supposed to be having only a limit time for registration. once the school opened, because the school opened on the 5th of January, might be we take 2 weeks. I mean, not January, February. 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we start teaching. So these 3 weeks, we stop registering. But the parents don't come. That is why we leave it like this. They can come anytime, and as you can see me now, it's still registering. And if we stop, we cannot stop them, because these are, some of them are our children, and some of them are coming from another schools. Even our children, their report cards is still here. They have not collected. Moreover, we told the parents that we have, because in my school I always do the parent day. So during the parent day, it was on the 13th of December, and we gave the cards, I mean the report cards or their certificate in front of their parents, and especially the tens, those who got from 1 up to 10. We give them also a reward. And then we told the parents that you have to come when the school open. They are supposed to come and register their children, and they are supposed to come and collect the report cards. But still, some of them did not yet still collecting the report cards. Were not all finished. They are still here.
Why do you think this is happening? Why are parents not coming early? And because the number, if you compare right now, it has almost dropped by half. Yeah, nearly 40% have not yet registered until now. If you compare with now the number of report cards that is still under the custody of the school, why do you think they are delaying to come and pick?
You know, parents, they are thinking that if they come to the school need money. They put money in front at first as a priority, than coming to the school and see what does the administration says. We have been telling them we don't have money to be paid. This is the collection they pay is parent contribution. This parent voluntary contribution to help us to buy some job, to buy the exercise for preparation to the teachers, and to buy the pen and the other things which is needed, so that to make the school to run is mostly like the teacher also needs some tea. So it is the parents who are paying that. This is only parent contribution, but it is not a school fees. So this parent contribution, others are calling it a school fees. This is not the school fees. Very little money that it is the parent who sat down, we sat down with them before the opening of the school, and after the final examination, we call them and we sit down. Then we have to sit down and see what are we to do next year. So it is the parents who sit down and say that next year, because the government is not giving anything, so we have to do 1, 2, 3 to you, the teacher, as a teachers, and something also to motivate the teachers so that to come. As you know, people are staying 1 year and 2 or 3 months without salary. So they are looking into. They think that if they are coming to register their children, it needs money. But we told them that you bring your children, let them come to the class. The money will be another issue. But the fear might be they are fearing or what, I can understand.
If you have to talk to them directly, what would you say?
To the parent?
To the parent.
About
especially those ones who are still fearing to come.
Those ones, if they did not come to me here, where will I get them? Unless they come to the office. Because many of them came and we register their children. Moreover, we need this money, especially like the P8. There is a amount of money that needed for this mock examination. So some brought their children and told me that up to now, still I don't have that. We said it doesn't matter, provided that the name of the child has to enter into the registration book to be registered. But if you don't register, you don't come, how can the child come and register? They are supposed to come and tell me their problems so that we can solve together with them. My message to them is that I've been telling them, the parent, that let them bring their children to the school. Even if they don't have anything, let them come. Let them come with their children and tell me that this is my child, and come with the report cards so that I know this child, where is she going? Is she promoted to that next class, or she has to repeat the class? Then we register her name and she enter the class. And then the parent will think one time that he will come that and give something, that because also we have some teachers who are part-timers, that we pay them through their money, through the money of the PTA. We hire these teachers as part-timers to teach their children, especially the upper classes. My message to them that let them bring their children, let their children come home, come to the school. Let them not fear. let them send their children to the school.
Now, this drop in the number of students, of pupils in your school, how will it affect the administration and everything, the learning process?
Yeah, this dropping, up to now, this 313, me I see as if still they are coming. They are fearing, only they are fearing. But during the first time, you will see a lot of them. You know, these children of here, especially in Juba here, or in the public schools, these government schools, I don't know what does the parents think about. They leave their children at home. And then when they hear that the first time examination is almost, then you will see the children comes for the exam. And they were not taught. And then you will see a lot of crowd in the class. Others will just fix themselves 3, 4 what in one desk. And by then they were not there. So I'm telling them again that please, if they leave their children up to the end of the first term, that their children only come for the first term, I will chase them away because they are not taught. How can you just come to the school for the examination and you are not taught? And still I'm repeating myself that if their children are from Juba 1 girls, let them send their children to before the first time examination, so that this child will be taught. She may know, she may know what she's doing. She reads, not only writing. We don't send the children. They don't send the children here to come and write, but to read fast before writing. But if the children are waiting only during the examination, then they come. That will be the time whereby they are only coming to write and they will not know how to read, which is not good in education.
دي كانت هناك مديرة بتاع مدرسة جبوان للبنات مرحلة الأساس، وده طبعا كلمنتينا كيدين أركانجلو بتتكلم لزميل بتاعي سبيت باتريك امبارح عن العدد الضعيف في تسجيل بتاع التلميذات في المرحلة الأساس، وهي بتقول طبعا بسبب التحديات الاقتصادية وعدم دفع بتاع المرتبات بتاع أولياء الأمور، وده بقى من الصعب انه العدد يكون كافي في المدرسه، او عدد كثير من اولياء الامور ما سجلوا عيال بتاعهم في المدارس. خلينا نمشي لفاصل وحنيجي نسمع من مدير بتاع مدرسه ثاني.
Ready to give your engine the best care it deserves? Introducing Tropics Fully Synthetic Petrol Engine Oil. Engineered for peak performance, it provides superior protection against wear and tear, ensuring your engine runs smoother and lasts longer. For diesel engine drivers, meet Atro Oil Platinum Engine Oil. This premium oil is designed to enhance fuel efficiency and reduce emissions, giving your engine the power it needs to tackle any challenges on the road. 2 Oil, 1 promise of hassle-free reliability. Visit your nearest Haas petrol station today and experience the power of Tropics and Atro Oil, because what goes to your engine matters. Haas Petroleum, servicing new frontiers.
You are right where you deserve to be. On iRadio, you are I on South Sudan.
This is the Dawn Show on iRadio. Wake up, get information, get education, get everything that you need on iRadio.
Right, and welcome back from the break. You're still listening to the Dawn program. A while ago, we had from Juba Day the secondary school and Jubawan Girls Primary School. I mean, we are talking about the 2 schools and where they reported poor enrollment of learners for the academic year 2025 due to the economic hardship and also long delay in civil servant salaries pay overdue. A while ago, we had from Clementina Kiden Arcangelo, who's the head teacher of Jubawan Girls Primary School, enrolling only 557 learners in the academic year. Now, George Kenyi Wilson, the head teacher of Juba Day Secondary School, also reported that he was expecting nearly 550 learners this year. However, he said he was only able to enroll 285 learners. George believes that most of the learners in public institutions are children of public servants who have not been paid for the past 12 months and can't raise the agreed amount. He also said stiff competition between the public and private sector has also jeopardized the effort of the public institution. Now let's listen to what he had to say.
This year, our academic calendar started on the 3rd of February, whereby students were supposed to enroll in full. But by then, when we opened the registration, actually for us here, we call it enrollment because we are a government school. We enroll students in the private schools because they pay school fees. And then it depends on the fees. But for the government schools, generally, education is free. And then what we have, the enrollment fee, is the PTA fund, which is something that the parents set down and planned for it, such that you the parent, you come, you give your support fund to the school based on what you have. So our enrollment, when we started, it was so low. And the economic impact, by definition, economy covers a lot. It is a very wide field. So this economic hardship, when we say economic hardship here, it has hit all walks of life, all your aspects. So when we opened on the 3rd of February, we gave 2 weeks for the enrollment period, and then we assessed. But when we assessed, the number we expected was less than 10%. So we said, no, let us give it up to 3 weeks. Only maybe 20% of the capacity we wanted registered. So by the end of February, we opened classes. We started. Then when we started, the heat wave came. And the government, the Ministry of Education, through advisory from Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Health, advised the Ministry of Education such that students will not be affected by the heat wave. So we were directed to close down schools for 2 weeks. So by the time we started teaching before the announcement for the closure, the number was not so great. But we said, let us start, and we continue, while others who are just always depending on rumors or what, they will hear that people are serious, people are in school. Because in our society here, people are now fond of this culture of rumor mongering and rumor hearsay and so forth. So most people in the community thought that teachers will not report to school because teachers cannot start teaching while they have not even got their salaries for the last 12 months. By then it was going to 13 and so forth. So parents were now pessimistic. They were not able to send their children because they thought even if their children come to school, teachers are not going to start the actual work of teaching and mentoring their children. But for us, we say generally teachers of this world are the only patriotic people. People think that there are some sectors in this society who are more patriotic than teachers. But we say teachers are the most patriotic people because if we don't teach, how will this society? But since last Monday, when we resumed, I have seen that our number has come up. Now, for example, now, if my capacity, I am supposed to have 500, but so far I have 285 students, which has come to 50% and something, 50 plus. So at least it means students, the parents are now sending their children back to be enrolled. But unfortunately, the enrollment rate for girls is still low, and we suspect, as teachers, we suspect that most girls are given more domestic duties at home. Enrollment is increasing, or it is coming up, but at a slow pace.
Sure.
And I will tell you one secret. Our society has come to a conclusion, which is a wrong conclusion, but it is something they are seeing it, that it is more better to take your children to private schools better than public schools. With the belief, they think private schools have more qualified teachers. They don't know that they are the same government teachers who are going to teach in the private schools than in the public school. Just because in the public school, government school, they are not getting what they think they deserve. They are not cared for. The same material they'll be going and teaching in the private school, and they are being cared for. So sometimes people ignorantly only say they come to a conclusion that they are not qualified teachers in the government school, which is a wrong notion. Why don't they come down to ask who are these and who are those?
Now you talked about economic challenges as one issue. And then on the other aspect, you also said it can be that children are moving from public schools to
private schools.
How can you break down the economic aspect? How does it affect the enrollment?
Of course, let me address this economic impact on a different perspective. One, most government schools like mine here, we teach children of the poor, the destitutes, the orphans, children of government officials, people who generally work in the public sector, civil servants, who cannot afford to take a child to a private school. Because now in the private school, they demand a school fee of at least 1 million SSP a year. Ours here, government public schools, we have these contributions from the parents as a parent support fund for running the school. It cannot go even up to 300 the whole year. Okay? They like for this year, maximum, if it is affordable, up to 250, up to 250. And it is a support fund contributed by parents, those who can. But otherwise, every month, if you can support us with the 20 or 30, your child will not be sent home. Because in a public school, we don't send children home. Because even the parent support fund is planned by the parents. That we are able to contribute this year for the welfare of the school, to buy chalks and water and whatever for the school. And then plus now some small services, because teachers are not getting their salaries on time. We are still battling to start salaries of 2024. And we are already in March 2025, and we are still battling to get the money for 2024. So such thing, parents wants to motivate the teachers so that they can keep on coming to schools. So this economic thing, since our children mostly are for public servants, people who work for the government, and they are already not getting even salaries where they work, and people who are children of the orphans, and others are really destitutes, they are the ones coming here.
Right, and we heard there from George Kenny Wilson, the head teacher of Juba Day Secondary School, speaking to my colleague Sebit Patrick. Now, the question we ask, what immediate and long-term measures can the government take to address the economic challenges and delayed salary payments that are impacting public schools enrollment in the country for the 2025 academic year? You can dial 0911 or 22986 or send a text to 13986. Remember, we're also live on our Facebook page. You can drop your answer or your comments there. After this short break, I'll pick the calls.
هل بتفتش على راديو مثالي؟ آي راديو هو جوابك. لا تختار آي راديو في 5 الأسباب المغنادل.
الثقة والوصول. بيعتبر آي راديو المحطة الإذاعية الأكثر ثقة وشعبية في جنوب السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رن، ملكال وباليت، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي. بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل ووراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Ready to take your business to new heights? The Women Entrepreneurial Opportunity Facility, WOF, is here to support you. The Women Entrepreneurial Opportunity Facility offers a unique opportunity for female entrepreneurs in Juba to scale their businesses and enter new markets, supported by a collaboration between the World Bank, the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, UN Women, the International Rescue Committee IRC, and Open Capital Advisors OCA. Participants will receive tailored training, expert advisory services, and access to financing specifically designed to meet their business needs, empowering them to unlock their potential and explore new possibilities for growth and success in a challenging economic landscape. WOF builds on 3 key pillars. The Seed Lab for emerging micro and small businesses offers a boot camp focused on basic business and financial skills and a pitch competition, followed by a more in-depth accelerator program with grants of up to 4,000 USD. The Growth Lab for medium and large size businesses provides tailored business development support, one-on-one coaching, and grants of up to 50,000 USD. The WOF Connect brings participants together to network and share knowledge. South Sudanese women entrepreneurs are invited to apply for the Seed Lab and Growth Lab programs focusing on priority sectors such as agriculture, energy, creative arts, and healthcare. This opportunity is specifically for female entrepreneurs in Juba looking to elevate their businesses. Interested applicants should visit the Central Equatorial Chamber of Commerce, Central Equatorial Women Union, or the Central Equatorial State Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare for further information and application details. Note that applications will close soon on 18th March 2025 at 4 p.m. So act quickly to seize this chance for expert support, catalytic grants, and peer inspiration to transform your business. For any feedback about the project, please call 09 28 00 69 20 or 09 11 19 16 58.
AI Radio. You're tuned in and locked on to the eye of South Sudan, and it's a brand new dawn.
ومرحبا بك مرة ثانية مستمع راديو في كل مكان. ده الوقت اللي نرفع فيكم المكالمات على 11 و22 986 986 راديو. هلو راديو. سوري اللاين بتاعك ما واضح. راديو.
الو.
نعم.
ايوه صباح الخير.
صباح النور ماما ميري.
انا سلم مستمر كل ايماني.
نعم.
كلام ده بقى صعب. ما في عيال في جنوب المدرسة ايماني. إذا كلام اللي قال مدرسة عيال كلورو هذا بقى كلام ده جداوته. أنا قدام تكده أنا عندي ثلاثة يعني. أنا قايد من الدنيا دي جد بنيا دي اثنين أولاد واحد بنيا. ما بترجع ايماني. بعملوكه. ما جاتو حرامي جاتو على قال بيسرقوا هو بيسرقوا شنو ما في قروش إنت بيسرقوا شنو ما في حاجة على جاتو حرامي بيسرقوا حرامي جاتو كانوا كويس خلاص ده جامنا بيكونوا تو بس كلو غني عادي سوا مع ناس كله يعني يال قال كلا غير إيمانيل يا ولدي بجد بنادي كله أمهات قلبه في إيده بكلام بنادي لكن كان بيني رودو مدرسة كلو timu kede sala kan bega kemina baru timu madrasa ma fi muskila Emmanuel walidi lakini sasa ma fitiria adila ana tala ayyan Emmanuel tamania yom ana mragi bekalam biniade
معلش
lakini ana ba mulsunu والناس كله معنا براو على عنده كنسة كله قاعدين and we do why الحمد لله ترى ده أصلا ما في يال قال قادر ده حاجة عليه كما وقاس ما هو قال كلي يال قادر ده يا ده يال بيجين كانوا باس ما كلام ده يا ده كلام ده ما في طريقة ثانية
شكرا لك تمام ماريو نتمنى لتحسين الأوضاع راديو.
Good morning, Emmanuel.
Yes, good morning.
It's Jane Day.
Yes, welcome.
Emmanuel, I think a question, government need to have what is called its willingness to serve the country. Because there is what I outlined, that the only solution for this country to move on and to be productive is when the services are actually, the basic services are given to the public. One of it is education that we are talking about. So it's very unfortunate our leaders, they speak and they don't do action. Like you have had yesterday in the morning, we were complaining of by President for Economic Cluster promising 24 March to be the starting point, where the salaries would be consistently paid even 24 a month. Yesterday, we got this on social media, and that promising is implemented, and the salaries are out. Until now, nobody is aware where is those salaries who are out. Where are they? Because the civil servants who are with us have not got notification from these sectors that come and receive your money today. So this is very unfortunate that when the government is not also clear about the policies and systems, still there will be no solution. So the only thing they have to do is that they need to avoid speaking and they don't do action. The other thing is that when the basic services are given, for instance, when there is good road connectivity, it will help in production. Because the Sudanese citizens are hard-working citizens. But the problem is that there's no road. Even if you produce, you will not get the market to sell and be able to pay your child in the school. You know. Another thing, economic stability, where the foreigners are given opportunity to exploit the citizen. So the consumer exploitation is not addressed in the market because it seems that country has no economic security that is able to monitor the market on daily basis to see why things are increasing and why things are decreasing and what is happening here and there in the border. No economic security that is following. The market is pre-market economy, as they say. And now, it's still citizens are struggling to pay their children in school. Government continue to lie that government schools are there, free. But they would not understand that government school teachers whom they are saying now they want teaching in private school. They go and teach well in private school because in private school they teach and they are paid cash. In government school, they are not paid. And that's why there is consistency in private school than government school. People are not going to private school just because there is good teaching. But actually, they need work. People are working there. In government school, teacher can come and move around and go to private school.
Right.
So the only thing the Minister of General Education and Instruction do is that they have to also work hard to make sure that they are paying these teachers. Another thing is that all the ministries, government institutions, you should have to follow if you are to pay your civil servant. I think even ministry have to follow up what is happening in the government. Why Minister of Finance are unable to pay it? But the problem is that if the minister went to ministry and he got his pocket full of dollars, he would run back home and will forget his civil servant. The Minister of Labor is not there at all to represent the workers of the country. Public service is just there listening. So the country is at mess. The only solution is that our leaders have to stop lying to the public. It is not good and it is so painful. You cannot be a leader who does not keep on your promise. Our leaders need to know that this country, if there's no solution at all, they need to keep quiet. They do not talk. That's the only thing that we know now. The country and the government is fragile. They are unable to actually deliver on the promises.
Right.
The solution will come alone. Thank you.
All right, thank you. رسالتك واصل برضو راديو.
Emmanuel Joseph Akile صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
مرحبا بك تاني ويلكم باك.
All right, Isaac, تفضل.
ولاية خربة لسيد عاصمة الحكومية.
نعم.
أصبحنا كويسين. إذا عارف إحنا لما نتكلم عن education أو التعليم أو government sector يعني أنا بالأسف شديد. فور اكزامبل هسه حاليا شهر 3 ماشيين لشهر 4 الريزالت بتاع بي 8 ساكت ما طلع. كان يمكن هسه ده انت بتفتكر شنو او انين بنفتكر شنو كويس. استاذ البسيط ده بيشوفوه استاذ عنده خانه، استاذ عنده مقام، استاذ ده له احترام كويس. هو بيدو انسان، لكن لما يتخرج من هناك من الكليه اللي هو فوقه الكليه بتاعت التربيه الاسم تايتل الاستاذ ده لحد ما يموت باسم الاستاذ كويس، له قيمه شديد. ليه الحكومه في الدوله ما قادر تهتم بالاساتذه كويس؟ استاذ هسه حاليا ما عنده ترحيل، استاذ ما عنده بدل سكن، استاذ ما عنده حوافز، استاذ ما عنده استاذ يعني زيه احسن بقى خطير في الوزاره كويس. يعني انا بشوف ده اهانه شديد من قبل بتاعت الحكومه القوميه، ما قادر يهتم اهتمام ذاته بالإديوكيشن في الدوله. وبنشوف 2023 ولا 24 رئيس لما مشى كان في امريكا وبيقول انه في فري إديوكيشن. هل هو بنى داخليات؟ هل هو بنى مدارس كويس؟ هل في تحسن بذات الوضع المعيشي للاساتذه؟ ما في. استاذ بكوري قال السالري بتاعه ليه حقه ده ما بيقدر يدفعه؟ في العالم الدول المجاورة حوالينا هم بيهتموا بالاساتذه والدكاتره والوحدات النظاميه، لانه ده اللي هو اساس بتاعت الدوله. الوضع الاقتصادي اللي هسه حاليا قاعدين نقول وضع اقتصادي صعب، ده ما جاء من فراغ كويس، ده شيء مدروسه ومخصصه كويس ومخططه من قبل المسؤولين ذاته في الدوله. انا بشوف انه استاذ لازم يقدر يدو حق بتاعه. استاذ يقدر انينا في احد بتاعنا، انا قريت في المدارس الحكوميه منذ اساس بتاعي لحد الجامعه، هو وصلت جامعه جوبا ومنه انا 3 منه ما وصلت. ليه؟ كان الاساتذه هم بيقدر عنده الهيبه بتاعت العمل ذاته. استاذ هو بيقدر ده بيمد الطالب بتاعه، استاذ هو لما يقعد يشوف الطالب بتاعه ما مبسوط وما مرتاح هو بيقدر بينادي الطالب بتاعه، بيقدر بيدردش معه. لكن هسه استاذ ذاته ماشي في الشارع بيتكلم براه، استاذ ما عنده ولا حق واحد مواصلات، استاذ ما عنده ولا حق شاي ساكت عشان في مدرسه يشرب شاي قبل ما يخش الفصل. استاذ لما يكون مريض ما في طريقه بتاعت العلاج دي كلها. اذا الاشياء دي كلها رجع في ارض الواقع وعندنا الريسورسز بتاعنا كفاءه كويس، اذا كان ده كله فيه ولا مدارس الحكوميه انا شايفه يعني احسن وافضل بكثير كويس. حسي استاذ له الحق، حسي انسلقوا بقى يشتغلوا في منظمات، بقى يشتغلوا في المؤسسات الحكوميه الثانيه كويس، او في الشركات الثانيه. خلوا المجال الدراسي لانه ده مجال بتاعه، لكن هو شايف الوضع ما بيسمح له، عشان كده هو عنده مسؤوليه، عنده اسره وعنده اولاده، عشان ما كمان اولاده ما يكونوا ضحايا هو بيقدر ما يجي بيفتش. انا برجع لصوت العقل في الرئاسه بتاعتنا او في الحكومه القوميه، لازم اول من اوائل الناس اللي كانوا يصرفوا مرتبات بتاعهم بعد الوحدات النظاميه توالي اساتذه والدكاتره. ده هو الراي بتاعنا. بشوف اذا كان الخدمات دي كلها، الطلبات دي كلها وفروا للاساتذه السكنات بتاعهم والترحيلات بتاعهم والحوافز بتاعهم والبدلات بتاعهم، انا متاكد الوضع التعليمي حيعود في مكانه زي اول. شكرا.
نعم شكرا جزيلا. ده هناك عايزك برضو من جوبا راديو.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
David Mago from
Yes.
Emmanuel, this is a very good topic when we talk about education. And you know, education is business. You go to school, you give the money, and that one will be called a school fee. Then you are registered to learn. When you come out from that learning, then when you work, it will be called salary. That means you pay to get knowledge, to acquire knowledge. Then when you finish there, you graduated, you work as a salary. Now, how do the government expect teachers to teach without salary? So if the government school need to be improved, the government, first of all, should have to improve the issue of salary. Because all the teachers of government school now, they are teaching in private schools. And as the headmaster was talking before, he said that the citizen doesn't know that those who are now teaching in private school are the public teachers. And those who are not teaching in government schools, they just come, they sign in, then they just make conversation for a while, and then they go. So that they go and teach where there is money. So when the government needs these government schools to be functional like private schools, then they should have to change the system of remaining for a year without salaries to a system of which the teachers are supposed to be paid monthly. When there is a system like that, all the children will be brought to government schools. Because they know very well that when your child is registered in government school, you will know very well that that child is going to learn nothing. But if you take him to a private school, there is compulsory thing that you sign in, you must have to attend your lesson. Failure to do that, there will be a cut of payment. So that all the teachers are being regulated in private schools. And this is the reason now why all the children are being removed from the government schools. So our request to our government is, let them change the system of what they are doing. Like now, the result of primary 8 are not out. And they are supposed to start senior 1. The result of senior 4 are not out. They are supposed to verify themselves so that the rest can go for computer course, for English course, they wait for the result, for going to the university. Now, that is the role of the government. And when we talk about the government, we don't talk about the ruling party. We talk about all the shareholders of the agreement, because it is called government national unity. So all of them should have to work about education, and education can change the country. Without this country will not change completely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. ده برضه رسالة بيجي من ديفيد ماجوك من مدينة واو اي راديو.
Hello.
Yes.
وانا الجزر أكيلي.
نعم.
مراحب مرحب ورا في جوا. فمعك سليمان من هيتراوة.
نعم سليمان تفضل.
بتعرف أكيلي في مسألة بقول أنت لو داير تدمر السيستم بتاع البلد أو مرافق بتاع البلد تدمر تعليم. أنت لو ما داير تنمية يمشي لقدام دمر تعليم. فدي نفس حاجة قاعد لنا في جنوب السودان. فأنت اللي شفتها يعني زمان في السودان مدارس حكومية كان من أقوى مدارس. يعني كان ما في مدارس خاصة بينافس مدارس حكومية، حتى أوائل بتاع الشهادة السودانية وبتاع الشهادة بتاع أساس بيجي من مدارس حكومية، لأنه كان في اهتمام من قبل الحكومة وكان دراسة كويس. لكن هسه طبعا بقى هنا بالعكس، ما في اهتمام من قبل الحكومة لمدارس بتاع الحكومة، بقى مدارس خاص يا قاعدين ينافس. وناس اللي بقرا في مدارس الخاص دي ناس أقلية، ناس الأسر حقوا منهم استطاع. فأنا قلت كده إن الحكومة عشان بلد ده يكون بلد يعني متقدم زي باقي الدول نعتمد على التعليم، لأن نسبة التعليم بتاعنا بسيط، يعني 70% إحنا غير متعلمين. فأنا متعصب جدا جدا لأنه يا أكيلة إحنا ماشيين في مرحلة صعبة جدا جدا زي إحنا ما نزول. لكن أنا بتمنى من الحكومة بإنه كليافة يعني في مولد التعليم عيالهم قاعدين في كامبالا في نيروبي وين بيقرأ أحسن مدارس، وعيال بتاعنا هنا وإحنا هنا في ساعة مدارس بتاعنا بوا 100% بوا، حتى النتائج بتاعنا لحد هسه ما طلع. فمن المفترض يقول لك نزلوا، لكن طبعا أنا ما أعرف، أنا بعرف أشوفها بتاعنا يوم يومين إلى ربنا يا بعدين بسمع لنا، لأنه ما في زول تعانوا بسمع لنا. شكرا.
نعم شكرا لك. نرفع آخر مكالمة راديو.
Emmanuel, Joseph, Akile, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is me, Joseph from Munke.
Yes, go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you for this program, my brother. My take on this statement of the education, it is a general education we have challenge in the country, because there is a statement, instruction order from the president that the general education must be free. And that free, you make it free, must pay salaries monthly, you must give teachers welfare. There were policies that say by the Ministry of Education there is a capitation grant, and that capitation grant has not reached up to that level of the government school. And the government school teachers are surviving on what so-called shackle. They say, I'm going to make shackle, whether they are going for the private school to teach, whether they go for driving the motorbike or some driving rickshaw. And all these things are not being realized by the government itself. So number one, it is government to lift it, what is so-called free education, to allow the parents to make a contribution for their school, teachers to teach for their children. It is a government to take responsibility for the government education sector, because now when the private schools perform well in the result, you must know that there's no education in the part of government, because you must know in every country has a private education, but it is must to government school to leading them.
Right.
Now we call for the leadership. If they don't want to do that, let them tell what are we going to do as a citizen of this nation, because the teachers are in the red line.
All right.
Why? The teachers claiming for their salary, they're being arrested in the garrison. not in the police. And this one, it is an intimidation.
Thank you.
Do not intimidate people and say that we give them their services. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the parents, if they are to leave, the government is to revisit the decision of compulsory and free education. And many of them, referring to the parents, are civil servants who go for months without salary. So where will they get the money from to pay? That's another question needs to be answered. Let's leave it there for today. We've come to the end of the Dawn edition. Do join us again tomorrow at the same time to get the latest on what's happening in South Sudan and beyond the borders. قبل ما نختم بنقول الرب أعطى والرب أخذ فليرقد روح الزميل والبروديوسر بتاع برنامج دون تشارلز ووتي روحه يرقد بسلام. Up next, news in Arabic with Al-Sheikh Shola Jing on behalf of the Dawn team, Paulina Thea, Juan Moses and producer Barry Johnson. This has been Emmanuel Joseph Akile. Do have a good day. We meet again tomorrow.